Marianne Dreyer. She's going to be speaking on improving clinical expertise.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be here, and I could not have asked for a better intro than Dr. Feinberg's presentation. I'm speaking about clinical expertise. What is clinical expertise? How do we define it? How do we quantify it? How do we measure clinical expertise? But more importantly, how is clinical expertise developed? I would challenge or argue that clinical expertise doesn't just evolve as a byproduct of years of practicing. Instead, I would argue that clinical expertise is gained over years of practicing purposely, practicing mindfully, attending clinical hands-on courses where one can truly develop their skills. In dentistry, we work in silos. We work in small places. We work with just one or two clinicians. That's where group practices have a little bit more advantage with having peer review, perhaps. But we don't have people looking over our shoulder as mentors or as evaluators, seeing how our skills are progressing. Maybe we wouldn't want them to, yes? That's a whole different story. But we don't have that. We don't have someone measuring how we're growing. So we need to do that. We need to do that. So how do we do that? I agree with yesterday's comments about CE changing. It's changing. Absolutely. It's becoming more technical, becoming more video, more web-based, and that's good. That's a good thing. But I believe that hands-on clinical workshops are still imperative. And I think that's what clinicians want. Would you agree? Yes. So until virtual reality and 3D training is main stage, until it's here and we can teach people that way, we need good clinical hands-on workshop. In 2007, the ADA supported evidence-based dentistry or evidence-based decision-making. And most of you are familiar with that term, and what evidence-based decision-making is that you take the best research that's out there, you look at the new techniques, the new evidence, the new technologies, you take the patient's needs and preferences, and you couple that with the clinician's expertise. And that's what we need to look at as clinicians. We need to turn that mirror around and monitor where is our skill development? Where are we going, and how can we get better? It's the ethical right thing to do to constantly be changing ourselves and watching ourselves grow and measure that improvement. I think it's imperative. I have the honor of providing clinical hands-on courses for dental hygienists in periodontal instrumentation. I love ultrasonic instrumentation, and I am always honored to be able to teach that, especially to seasoned clinicians. Because there's nothing more satisfying than to be able to take a seasoned clinician and change the way they're sitting, change the way they're holding something, tweak something, and have them allow you to do that, number one. But number two, to have them look at you and say, wow, I wasn't doing it that way. I see how this is better. Clinicians want that. I truly believe they want that. And what an honor where they let you in and let you help them with that. And that's safety. They feel safe because people don't learn unless they feel safe. So why do clinicians buck clinical change, buck clinical growth? Fear. Would you agree? People like to stay in what they're doing. What they're doing works. They want to keep doing it. Okay? They want to stay in their comfort zone, as Bruce talked about. Okay? But we've got to change. We've got to grow. We've got to practice to the evidence. And I believe we're not going to grow our skills until we can get into good clinical hands-on workshop. And our scouts in the room will agree, those are hard courses to put on. They're expensive, they're time-consuming, but clinicians want them, but they want quality hands-on courses. At the end of the day, I think what happens if we don't advance our skills, we get apathetic. And as far as hygiene goes, we start treating teeth like boxes. We clean the buccal, we clean the lingual, we clean the interproximal. But are we really navigating that anatomy? Are we remembering the furcation entrances and the concavities and the convexities? I think we need to up our game as time goes on and develop those skills. And in my opinion, that's what skill, expertise, and clinical expertise is all about. Thank you. Thanks for your time.